listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now.
Hey, what's up, and welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Nate, and I am here with you all on this lovely Monday afternoon, evening, early evening. So today we have a couple guests coming in with us. They are going to talk about their film festival, their annual film festival that comes up every year. So we are going to welcome them in, and they'll be in here around 5:20. But in the meantime, just a couple announcements. One, I posted the early registration link for our Artist Exchange Black Friday Makers Market, long as title for no reason, but that is up. You can go to the Artist Exchange page. You are also welcome to come on the show. I'll have a day where I'll be welcoming a lot of the vendors on so they can promote and market themselves. In addition to that, if you want to let the Artist Exchange help you market or promote your upcoming event, hit us up early. Don't wait till the weekend before, but very early. The Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. Send us a link, give me a call, message me on our social media. I answer and reply to all our different formats. I'm not just wanting you to go to the website or to email address, but communicate. Let us know when you're starting to plan the event, and we can help you and consult with you and give you some really creative and cost-effective ways to be able to market and promote your upcoming event. I know how difficult it is to give an event and get people out to see and participate in the event. So over the years, I've come up with some strategies to kind of help alleviate the stress and the pain, because it can be painful to do all that work and not that many people show up for an event. It has happened to me several times, but I want you all to continue to do your creative events, but look out for the Artist Exchange. We can come and facilitate workshops for you. We can host a red carpet. We can help you market and promote your event. As artists, we are planning here at the Artist Exchange an event where you can come and do all of your marketing and PR and get some helpful hints on how to do so. And that will be coming up very shortly. I'm thinking early spring. I don't want to really do anything over the winter unless it's like an online type of course, but this one requires for you to come. There will be a flat fee. With this fee, you'll get headshots, you'll get your resume critiqued, and get some valuable information and some workshop series that we'll be doing to help you kind of streamline everything. I'm meeting a lot of artists and a lot of professional people who don't have basic things like their resume, their bios, headshots, all those things in line. And because of that, a lot of us get overlooked by the powers that be because we aren't seen as professional. But I know how talented we are, and I say we because this is something that I've had to deal with myself, not having things ready for when you're doing a show or when you have an event coming up. Even just putting something in the playbill, you got to have these things ready, and you don't want to wait till the last minute and be writing down something and forget something really important about yourself that you want to promote and market and let be known about you. So the date for that event is coming up. I'm talking with somebody else that I'm working with about how we want people to be able to partake in it, meaning all the services. I know I've been talking to a number of photographers, and we already have that in a number of photographers that's going to come and set up, and you'll be able to choose from their packages which ones you like, and it'll be one flat fee to get you in, and you get all your services from a one-stop shop, and it's not quite like a Stop One or Career Center, but it's very important for you to have a bio. What should go into your mission statement? What should go into your artist statement? And those are two different things. Mission statement is more for the business of what you're doing. Your artist statement is more about you. It gives insight on to who you are, and it's very different from your bio. A bio is more extensive and it gives more detail as to who you are, whereas our artist statement is similar to a mission statement, but it gives like an overview and more about your passion and more about the things that you can actually measure. So we'll have those things for you all as well. And I want all of you to take part in this, and we're going to give enough time for you to be able to pay. And there will be one short installment, maybe 2 to 3. We're thinking 2 installment plans, but it may be 3 just to help, because I know a lot of artists are, we're working from paycheck to paycheck and we don't always have money to drop. And I tell the story a lot. I spent almost $500 on some photos from a very well-known photographer in Baltimore City. And it wasn't that I wasn't completely happy with the photos, but for me to be young like that and dropping photos, it wasn't. I should have just went to a photographer that I knew. Not to say that they'll be inexpensive or cheap, but I work out a deal. We all know somebody, and we don't want to shortchange our technicians like photographers and such. But get done what you can do with what you have. My first real headshot, I took it with my own phone, and it worked for me for a number of years. I never got any complaints, and then when I realized I needed to step that up, because as you age or you change your hair, your headshot should change too. Don't ever show up not looking like what you've sent ahead of yourself. That looks crazy, and it doesn't look like the same person. You should try to stay in the same kind of look, and it's the same for men and women. Men, don't grow a beard and you didn't have one in your headshot. Update your headshots if you're going to grow out this beard, even if it's longer than what it is on your headshot. Try to maintain it so it's around the same length, or wait until you grow it out a little bit and then take your headshots. Women change their hair like on a weekly basis, so try to stay within a certain look. Or, one of my friends, she changes her hair up all the time, but she took her headshot in a wig. So she has that wig, and if they want her hair longer, she can make it longer. And right now, and the crazy thing is, you'll get in the door and you'll realize they just gonna make it look like what they want to look like anyway. But it's really important for you to stay, keep the continuity of who you are together. One, because if they see a headshot and then they see you in person, they fell in love, either like they fell in love with what your resume said and you're not the person that it represents, or they fell in love with you in person, but they overlook your headshot because it doesn't look like who you are. And that was my biggest complaint about my very first professional photographer that took my pictures. I did not look like that. So it was very important that I looked like my photos. But that aside, if you wear glasses, if you have to wear glasses, wear your glasses on your headshots. It's just a number of things that you'll go through. And this symposium, I'm making it more of a symposium because it'll be a bunch of different workshops going on simultaneously. And this one, I'm gonna work hard to make sure people get to go to, if not all of them, at least the majority of them, you'll be able to partake in it. So it's not gonna be an extensive workshop, maybe 25 to 30 minutes for each one of them, and you'll get to go around and rotate, and it'll be experts on resumes, on bios, on headshots, on a look, maybe some fitness. So there'll be a lot of different things that you can actually take part in. Any other announcements? So also, I've been working on, the website is just on pause, but I have been working on the Artist Exchange group page, as well as the Artist Exchange, on the Artist Exchange entrepreneurship page. And the entrepreneurship page is for all those businesses that try to post in our group, and I've been getting a lot of messages over the last year about them being upset about because they can't post in a group. I don't pick and choose necessarily what's good or bad. If it's something that does not fit my brand, I'm not posting it in a group. But if it's non-related to, not related to the arts, I don't post it in the group. But we're starting a page for businesses, and that'll be a part of the Artist Exchange membership package, where you sign on and you're able to post in this group and advertise as well. But we have to boost it up. So I've been working on that, so that'll be out soon, where a lot of the radio shows and a lot of the businesses, they try to post in the Artist Exchange group, because anybody can be a member of the group, because we need audience members just like we need artists. But in the entrepreneurship, it will strictly be for business owners. And I won't let a lot of artists start posting in that group either. It'll be strictly for non-art related businesses. So everybody gets a chance to be able to see. And every now and again, I'll share the pages inside of each other just to cross promote. But I wanted to keep it separate, and the Artist Exchange was strictly for artists to be able to network with individuals that have opportunities for them and be able to share opportunities with each other and just be able to promote what you're doing. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
If I sit around, hold up, look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah, rebel. Let's do it. If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head, I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Working mode, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. That was all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crack. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. Why you crazy about it? Saying whatever, you shy to be you. You know you gotta be you. Sometimes I need privacy too. Yeah, you know I ride. You know I ride, and you know you ride for me too. Yeah, you know I. Look, you like getting that hit for real. When it's me and Murray, just us, we chill. I'm in a rush to get off to get you. Never ever had to floss to get you. Pay the dues that it cost to kiss you. Rug burns on the carpet with you. Oh yeah. Come on, dog, throw this in there. Had to dedicate this to the homie out of New Orleans. Break. Said she wanna bump that. We gonna do it. Go ahead, do it.
Listen to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Where we talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools?
Yeah.
And what people don't understand. Mm-hmm. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about what people say bullying is or is not. So bullying comes in many forms. It's a teasing, it's the cyberbullying, it's the texting, it's the phone calls, it's the posting of pictures and people's personal information to pretty much cause them harm, to have them feel insecure. It's the sex assaults that people actually put out there. There are physical assaults, and there are mental assaults and emotional assaults. And what I like to remind individuals that any aggressive behavior towards anyone that is unwanted and unwarranted, and an individual asks you to stop. Mm-hmm. Let's stop there. Stop.
And they should be respecting that.
Respecting that and respecting yourself, because when you're able to respect another person, you're able to respect yourself. Right. And the way that you're able to show that respect is that you know that you have a gift and you know you're uniquely made and that you matter, and then you also acknowledge that the next person beside you matters as well.
Right.
You know, and we lose that sometimes. Bullying is a behavior that underestimates the lives and legacy of you. I'm sure that when they was bullying me, and I'm sure when they was bullying you, they didn't understand who you're going to become later on. I didn't know.
Right, because I'm popping. I can't All right, let me tell you, all those people who felt like they wanted to say whatever to me, look at me now. It's like, no, y'all don't understand, but I've been through some things, okay?
And you know what? No. I applaud you and I salute you, because a lot of times we do not take the time to say, I'm okay, and I'm okay with me, and there's nothing wrong with me, and I'm amazing, and I'm blessed, and I'm strong, and I matter.
Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Skyline Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'm gonna show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should have been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all the hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her beat. She said more prayers than the nun did. After seeing so much struggles with only one kid, the clinic said baby number 2 couldn't be undid. 9 months later, delivery and it's one big. But this time it was an older dude. But the shit happened so fast, she barely know the dude. Damn, but we all make mistakes though.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
period.
The real. Right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, and we're joined now by this awesome trio of individuals for the Baltimore International Black Film Festival here in Baltimore, and we'll be opening up on the 8th of October.
In earnest on the 9th,
Okay.
Yes.
So first we gonna go around and start with Miss Shawna Divine and let her introduce herself, and then go around to these awesome gentlemen.
Hey everybody. Hey Nate, hey Kenneth.
Hey.
Anyway, I am Shawna Divine, Amethyst Earth Avatar, multi-dimensional, multi-genre.
Faceted.
Yeah, all of that. I'm a visual artist. I am a performing artist. I do comedy, poetry, prose. Oh, that's the same thing. That was redundant. I sing, rock, soul, gospel, all of that. And I also do visual arts, which is a mixed media blend of textile, acrylic paints, graphite, found objects, and whatever I feel like.
All right.
And she designed the flyer for this year's film festival.
And I also craft jewelry. We've had some collaborations we've done together. Also craft healing, metaphysical jewelry creations, as well as eclectic, bold adornments for people who are ostentatious and want to be different.
Love it.
Mr. Carltaise.
Yes, I'm multifaceted as well, but not as multifaceted as this sister right here. But I'm also in the performing arts, been doing that since I was little. Started writing when I was little, so I'm a singer and an actor and a writer, screenwriter, playwright. I write songs as well. Producer, director, and you know, what I'm all about. I'm focused on creating opportunities for our people.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes, and good evening, everyone. I'm Kenneth Moore. I'm the founder and director of the Baltimore International Black Film Festival. I also dabble in stage acting. I'm an artist as well. I do some.
I always see you in the audience, but
let me tell you this. We're going to tell you that story how he got into it.
So I haven't made my film debut yet, but I definitely have made my theatrical debut on stage. And really, I'm a curator of creativity in a sense. I really love bringing talented people together to really give them a platform to showcase their creativity and share it with the world.
And that I like that term because I believe in our Black artists collective here in cities like Baltimore. We've become more curators versus just an actor or just a director. So we've had to wear so many different hats that we're now putting together an experience versus just, you know, going on stage or being behind the stage.
Absolutely.
So I really agree. So I'm just looking through the dates on this. So on the 8th, there's a pitch contest, and then it officially starts on the 9th.
Yes, well, the pitch contest, we actually had to adjust the schedule, so we're not holding the pitch contest this year. It was held earlier, a few months ago, so we're not holding it now. And so we're doing all the other events. Some of the dates might have changed from the original save the date in terms of getting it. Sure, I can give it. So we are opening on October 9th. Incredible opening film, and we'll talk more about it. It's called Decade of Fire, and I can give you more about that later. We have our youth night, which is that Thursday, the first full day of the festival, where we showcase films by young filmmakers 18 and under, and we're spotlighting quite a number of films from Wide Angle Youth Media this year. So we're really showcasing a lot of young Baltimore filmmakers. And we have filmmakers from Chicago and California, young filmmakers under 18 that we'll be showcasing as well. Yes, and then we're having at the Black Men's Exchange, we have a film event on the 11th, and we originally wanted to do a spoken word event, but we're going to do more of, in keeping with their breaking bread to tradition, we're going to do a film screening, and then we're going to do a breaking bread conversation discussion around what was gleaned from the film.
And where will that be?
And that will be at the Amasi Center, which is 2221.
Center for Black Wellness.
Yes, for Black Culture and Wellness. The Amasi Center for Black Culture and Wellness, which is at 2221 Maryland Avenue. And then we will have our best of the festival screenings, where we kind of comprise, towards the latter part of the festival, we kind of will get a sense from audiences' reactions and other hashtagging what films have been the ones that people like the most, and then we're going to bring them back for a second chance to see those particular films. And that will be on our Saturday right before we end, and then we have our final screenings on Sunday, and we close out with our final selection, which is an incredible film called Our Dance of Revolution. I can tell you more about that later. And then we close out that final Monday every year with our traditional filmmakers brunch, where all the filmmakers that we have coming from far and wide, we break bread with them, and in many instances see them off back to their home countries, home states, and really close out the festival by just kind of celebrating with them over a nice brunch.
What venues will all this take place? I know you just the Wellness Center, but what other venues do you want to shout out in terms of where they would be at?
Yes, so we open up at the Charles Theater.
We've
opened up, this is our 6th consecutive year that we've opened up at the Charles Theater. That'll be this Wednesday at 7 p.m. We also will be screening at the Parkway Theater, which is right up the street on 5 West North Avenue. We have a screening at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. We're doing that in partnership with, they have an exhibit on Black nurses and Black doctors, and we have this incredible documentary it's called The Color of Medicine, and it really spotlights a historic institution which trained medical doctors for 50 years, and it gives a lot of history, but it's also relevant to what's happening currently. And then we also have the Amasi Center that I mentioned earlier, and we have We're doing, our brunch is going to be at...
Is there nothing at Morgan this year?
No, not at Morgan. Where do we have the brunch?
Terra Cafe.
Yeah, Terra Cafe, thank you. Yes, at Terra Cafe.
You expanded territory.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
and
absolutely.
that's how you end up on Sunday.
On Monday, yeah, on Monday, yes.
So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with these awesome collection of artists. Don't go anywhere. The Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Tired of lanes, I'm exhausted. Poppin' Zanny Zan, sipping out the faucet. I'm confused, don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what I'm doing? Got me going, where the f I'm going? Out of space, where I'm f going? Wait, where I'm going? Wait, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going? I'll be up in the way. I'll be up in the way. Get out, yeah. Slow my motions, leaning, I've been out, yeah. Never worry about me, I've been chilling. Can't do this no more, I'm in my feeling. Can't put your business all out in the open. Can't fix a heart that's already been broken. You changed my ways, I'm already hopeless. I take my time, I figure it out.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. Shit bigger than me, man.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. We have the awesome individuals of the, I just get the name wrong, the Baltimore International Black Film Festival that opens up on the 9th this Wednesday.
Yes.
And we were just talking during the break. I asked you how many new filmmakers do you get on average every year?
So every year we've been averaging about over 85 films that we bring from. This year we have 16 different countries that are represented. And actually, I was just looking on social media. We have a group from South Africa, and they posted on the 3rd that they were traveling. They showed the travel from South Africa to Baltimore. So it's like, yeah, they're on their way. They have an incredible film called Trafficked Africa about human trafficking, and that'll be shown at the Charles Theater. So yeah, so they're excited about coming here to show their film. Yes. So yeah, so we get. This year we have 85 films that 88, excuse me, that we've selected for the festival. But yeah, we get throughout the year, we get hundreds of films that we curate and look at, and we make selections from
What's
those
a part
films.
of that selection process? Like, what doesn't make it? What doesn't? Don't got name names, but what doesn't?
So it really varies, because in trying to put a program together, there's content, there's technical aspects of the film, there's length. You know, sometimes if a film is too long and we don't have the space to fit it in our program, that could be. And then there's redundancy in the sense of there may be particular subject matters that are overrepresented. And what we like to do is we try to have 3 main general areas covered. We want to cover the African American experience. We want to cover the diaspora, you know, outside of this continent, and then we want to also cover the same gender-loving, bisexual, and transgender community and make them feel welcome and make sure that they have a seat at the table and know that films are going to be representative of their experiences. So those broader categories, we try to have a third every year. It doesn't always work that way, but we try to shoot for that. So then there's a lot of negotiating that happens in terms of individuals who are screening who like certain films, and then we kind of meet together to make sure we get the best.
So you do show full-length films?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, we do feature length, we do web series, new media, short films. I think this year our film lengths range from 2 minutes to 150 minutes.
So what's the difference between, in terms of time, feature film and full-length film?
So generally a feature film is going to be close to about an hour, at least an hour. Sometimes they're a little bit less, a little bit more, but your average feature, you know, generally is about 60-70 minutes, a little bit more. We definitely want to keep it under 2 hours. So most of them, and then your short films are, you know, kind of anything less than that, and most of our shorts run 20 minutes or less.
So how did you come up with the schedule in terms of trying to fit all of those different variations into like a week of a festival?
So one of the unique things that we do outside of our opening film and our closing film, anytime you come to a block of films, you're going to either get a program of films that might have been curated for not so much a thematic reason, but some reason where there's something that's going to make you think, or there's something that's going to tie these particular films together. And then outside of that, you'll also get a pairing of films. Every feature we pair with a short film, and we typically pair that with a film that has a totally different notion or experience or theme, because we want you to, that's what the whole notion of real unity is about, someone may come there particularly for the short film, someone else may come there for the feature. 2 different experiences, but by bringing you both in the same room at the same time, now we want you to have that connective type of experience where you're there for various different reasons, but now you've been exposed to something else that's going to make you think, you know, a little broadly about, you know.
I like that, because often when you go to these festivals, you do have to think about your time, because we can't just sleep overnight in these theaters.
Exactly.
But, you want to be able to see stuff that's not necessarily the same, but it cuts down on when somebody just coming to see that one thing.
Exactly.
And being able to see a collection.
So you came here to see that particular feature, but there's going to be a short that's going to take you in a whole different emotional, comedic, or intellectual journey, and that's what we want to give that type of experience.
Where can people buy tickets, or how do you sell like the blocks of tickets?
So right now, we definitely encourage everyone to go to the website, biff.com, and you'll see a full schedule there.
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
biff.com. Yes. and you'll see a full schedule. If you click on the first link, it'll take you to our ticket link and you'll see the full schedule of films. Or you can just go to the tab if you want to look at only features. You'll see all the features. If you want to look at all the shorts are listed individually. Okay. And then you can go to each one and just click on a trailer or a synopsis, and then hopefully buy a ticket for that particular film.
Cool. So, Mr. Carltaise, what's your connection to this festival?
I have a short film in the festival this year called The Eternal Extra. There's some subliminal messages in the film.
Of course.
But one of the biggest messages is for our people, black people, to realize the power that we have within ourselves and to stop giving our power over to white folks. And this film came about, well, I had the idea like 4 years ago, and I kind of pushed it to the back of my mind, and then it was pushed to the front of my mind when I was about to go perform in California. And one of my friends who's an actor, who's been a member of SAG for like 15 years, I saw him out. He said, well, I'll see you going to California, because I posted about it on Facebook. He said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I don't want you to dumb yourself down. I'm not trying to tell you to dumb yourself down, but just tone that pro-black stuff down a little bit, because I don't want you to block your blessings and all this kind of stuff. So I'm standing there thinking to myself, you've been a member of SAG for 15 years. And I'm happy for him. He gets a lot of work, but he always gets background work. He's waiting on them to give him an opportunity. And just a month before I had this conversation, my first film, Speak It Real, was in the festival a month before that. So I'm standing there thinking to myself, I had my own film in the festival a month ago. You're still waiting around for these people to give you opportunity. As black artists, we have to create our own opportunities. So,
well, I think people get lost in that, waiting for opportunities to be put in your lap, and we gotta act a certain way and fit into a box. But we've noticed this whole surgence of independent artistry that we don't have to wait. It's going to be harder, because it's harder to build something from a seed and let it grow into a full thing.
I feel so much better about creating my own opportunities for myself and other black artists with our own narrative instead of having to fit into a certain stereotypical box like they normally like to put us into.
Right. And we see now, I'm not the biggest fan of Tyler Perry, but he's been able to accomplish something
with
that
his studio,
Bill Cosby couldn't do, and this person couldn't do, and we finally have something that we can say, look, this is an example of what we can do, even if you're not a fan of it.
I stand for him. What he's doing is excellent.
In terms of shooting a film, this is maybe, I think, your third one?
Well, the first one, the one that was in the festival 2 years ago, it was like a reshoot.
Okay.
So technically, I guess it's like, but it's like the same
2.5.
film. 2.5. But this is a whole brand new film.
Okay. What was the process of doing this, and what did you learn from the first two shots versus this one?
Quite a lot.
Definitely make sure you have a strong team around you. It don't have to be a big team. Make sure the people around you are solid and focused. And I was fortunate enough to find someone who's also she's a playwright, and she's writing a screenplay and everything now. Miss Rosalind Gaines. She was a very, you know her? She was a very solid production manager. She got everything together. We sat down, we talked about the shooting schedule. We had the shooting schedule like a month in advance. We had like 3 rehearsals. It was supposed to be 1 table read and 3 rehearsals, but some of the actors wasn't able to make it to the first table read, so we had to do another table read. And then the last 2 rehearsals were rehearsals up on our feet, doing blocking and everything. And after that, you know, we shot everything in 1 weekend. July 6th and 7th, we got everything done.
So in terms of, it seems like you learned quite a bit, because it took you a lot longer the first couple times.
Yeah, it took months and months, years to get it done.
So how many characters were there in this one versus in the first one?
Well, he jokes about the first one. He calls it a cast of, what you call it, Ben-Hur? Ben-Hur. But there's a whole lot of people in that cast. This cast is much smaller.
It makes a difference, though.
It does. It does, because dealing with a whole bunch of people and their schedules and everything, and when you find people who's available for this, somebody else is not available, and it's just a big hassle. But we were able to get this done, fortunately, and I just hope that people catch the message in the film, the messages in the film. Hopefully you can see it too, Because there's some deep stuff
coming.
in there.
I came last year. I wasn't able to see as much.
Yes.
But it is definitely it's overwhelming to go to a festival, and if you've never been to one or any type of festival, you know you gotta plan ahead.
Yes.
And you gotta be able to say I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and I don't have an excuse because it's right at my back door, so to speak. But you gotta plan, and if anybody's out there ever not going to a festival, plan ahead, understand what the schedule is, so you don't feel overwhelmed, and you're not like I spent one day at one venue, and I was like, this is too much. I gotta like even it out.
You gotta move it around, yes.
Right, just so I can see as much as I can see. You probably won't be able to see everything.
Yes.
But try to see the things that kind of speak to you the most. So that's what I learned in going to a bunch of different festivals.
And I'm also hoping that some of the people that said those things to me about white folks have all the control and all this kind of stuff, I hope some of them will see my movie and see themselves and be like, do I really sound like that?
Well, in my opinion, I wouldn't say I necessarily agree with them, but there's a lot of truth in that statement. But a lot of the truth is because we've given them that type of control.
And that's said in my film. One of the characters says, you know, that great white wall is all an illusion. You know, because they only had the power because we give it to them.
And we built the wall.
Right.
We helped them build it. And that speaks a lot to kind of what the mission statement of your organization is, and kind of putting our culture and our community first.
Yes.
Because often we are trying to scramble and make ourselves look like what is quote unquote mainstream, but we've made it mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And a lot of black people. A lot of black people go at me hard for trying to create for us. They're like, well, why don't you include them?
It's just uncomfortable to people to put ourselves beyond somebody else. It's very uncomfortable.
Because when we do it, see, other races do it, and nobody complains about it.
Nope, it's natural.
As soon as black people do it, they call us racist, and some black people fall for that.
Right.
Oh yes, the late Toni Morrison, I think, said it best when she talked about when she was writing and they were saying, why are you not having these characters? She said, would you ask any other writer that? But she definitely didn't write from the standpoint of being concerned about the white gaze, if you will. Their vantage point and it's not about making you comfortable. I'm writing, you know, for my people, and I want them to know that they have a voice and a place, and that's what's paramount.
Just like, you know, taking it further back to the Harlem Renaissance, the big divide was writing the way they talk versus the way we talk. Like that was the underlying current, and
yes,
it's nothing wrong with embracing our culture, and we're no less than they are. I teach for a living, and it's hard to. I get in trouble a lot because I teach theater. So on my wall are all black faces. I don't teach Shakespeare. I teach August Wilson.
Hello.
And I get in trouble for that because they got to have a balance. Well, I didn't have a balance. My balance came when I went to Coppin State University and had to learn all over again what my culture meant, and not necessarily get all of that other stuff out of me, but I had to relearn how to be an artist all over again because none of those things fit me. Like it wasn't made for me, nor was I included in that. So why should I learn something where I wasn't even a second thought?
Exactly. And it's just an interesting point, just real quickly, when you mention language, because our language becomes the language of the marketplace, the language of advertising. Ultimately, yes, you know what I mean. So what we have and what we create now, that's kind of it's trendy. You know, it becomes a thing that's making others millions, but we hide and run away from it.
Right.
You know, in real time. It's like, no, embrace our dialect, our essence, and our je ne sais quoi. You know, let's embrace it right now.
Beyond what it makes for you.
Exactly.
On an everyday basis. So we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Yes.
And when
I thought you was gonna have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio. It is what it is, 9/11.
are they ready to? I know they're not ready to accept it, but yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, how many of them are really ready to think about it like that?
None.
You know, like
I think the problem is
like
I don't even know how we got here, but it's inbred. You're not born to hate people. You're not born to distinguish between black and white and Asian and Hispanic. That's something that you're taught. You're taught, point blank, period.
Straight up.
My daughter came home and told me that her white teacher was black. Maybe it's because it's how she treated her. She don't see any color. But when it comes to all her friends, all her friends are mixed. All of her friends have a white parent, black, African, Hispanic, other parent.
So
children don't see color. You breed your children. Not breed. You raise your children to see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
They don't see racism.
Well, I guess
I met a little girl who had a black doll, and she said because the black dolls are prettier than the white dolls. But then I've taken a black doll and a white doll and put it in front of two kids. And it's a study that they've done before. You put it in front of two kids, and you put it in front of a kid, and you ask them, which one is the nice one?
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco, strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show, here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't forget you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I don't do all them other social medias. My mind don't work that fast. But you can definitely find us on Instagram and Facebook if you want to become a member or come on and be a guest on the show. Hit me up at the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. But before us, we have Mr. Kenneth, Mr. Carltaise, and Ms. Shawna from the Baltimore International Black Film Festival that is premiering this Wednesday the 9th.
Yes.
And it runs through the 15th?
14th. Yes.
14th of October. And we've already started talking about a number of the films, but Carltaise is one of the filmmakers there. Can you tell us a little bit about your film, the name of it, and a little bit about it?
The name of my film is The Eternal Extra. And basically, it has the message for our people, black people, to realize the power that we have within ourselves and stop giving our power over to society or the so-called powers that be.
Stop selling it off.
Yeah, it focuses on these two best friends that's known each other since childhood, and since they were little boys, they had big dreams of growing up and being big actors. At the point of the film now, they're like up in their 30s, and neither one of them gotten to where they think they should be. One of the friends is like fed up with the games of the industry, and he's like, bump that, let's create our own opportunities. The other one is like really stressed out, doubting himself. He's like, am I good enough? When will they see me? Because he's allowed himself to be convinced that white folks hold the keys to success, and success only matters if it comes from them.
Right.
So, the overall message is for us to just realize that we have the power within us.
It's a hard thing to take on. How much of that is personal?
it's very personal. Because I'm very outspoken about being pro-black, and I've been attacked by some other black people about being vocal, about being pro-black. And then there's some people that I know that don't really deal with me too much anymore because I am vocal about being pro-black. And I've had these conversations like what's going on in the movie with black people about how white people have all the control, so you should tone it down because you don't want to block your blessings. You don't want to get out there and get your big break, and then they see something you wrote on Facebook and they snatch it away from you. Right. That's the kind of stuff I've been told. So.
And then, that makes me think back to Monique and how she brought up this idea of gender and racial equality in terms of being paid, and everybody laughed at her. They still mocking her, but all these other people came up saying the same thing. And the idea of us running to a Netflix or a place like that shunned her, and we run to that now even more so, just to prove a point to this one person, and you're getting paid less than your worth. And she just said it to you. And you're willing to, I take that $500 and I do what I got to do with it. And you're telling them it's okay for you to undervalue.
Selling yourself short.
Right. This is okay for you to do that, and it's okay for me to accept that.
I mean, just like I've heard from black people over the years about the award shows. I've heard black folks say about the quote-unquote black award shows, those are not the real awards. Those are not real awards.
And they don't watch it.
They don't put anything worth it. They don't put worth into it. They only put worth into the Oscars and so forth because it comes from so-called mainstream.
Because they
white
can't get it. They can't obtain it. So, Miss Shawna, can you tell us your involvement in your piece of the pie? In the
I am the visual artist who collaborated with Kenneth to bring his vision to manifestation for the Bieber posters. It is actually it's a 64 by, it's actually a huge canvas.
Yes.
It looks way better than it does on the flyers are beautiful, by the way, but the flyers and the digital representation don't do it justice, if I might toot my own little horn.
Plus it's mixed media.
Hey, y'all know I'm a funk queen too, yes.
And plus it's mixed media.
Yeah, and it's mixed media. Billie Holiday's adornment is actually a real, it's a real flower. Well, it's a textile flower adornment. The same loving couple, the ladies there, the beautiful couple that showed they're wearing adornments as well. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a.
So this is the actual piece, or is there other pieces missing?
I think that the flyer actually has
most of it. Yes.
The most of the piece there. Yeah. The digital piece is just a partial rendering of it. My involvement with Bieber came about in 2015. I think it was October 2015. I was walking around looking crazy like I do. I had a backpack. I was rushing home. I was late picking my children up from aftercare, but I just had to stop in Artist and Supply on North and Howard to grab me some stuff that I needed. So I had all of this stuff in tow, and I got this canvas above my head, and this guy just stops me and says, "Hey," and I'm looking like, because I didn't really want to be bothered, because I'm like trying to get on a free bus. Actually, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna finagle and manifest getting myself on this bus with all this stuff. I didn't care if it looked crazy, but I just wanted to get home. And it was Charles Cooper, and we had time just stopped. We just had this long conversation, and he poured into my spirit, and he said, I showed him some of the stuff that I had on my phone, and we got to talk, and he said, I want you to come down to UB tomorrow, and I want you to bring all your stuff. And I said, oh, my stuff is not even in frames. I'm not really a real artist yet. I'm just starting out, blah, blah, blah. He's like, nobody asked you all that. You're an artist. Bring your stuff. And I bought my stuff, and I set my stuff up, and I sold some stuff and made a lot of really valuable connections and did a lot of networking. That was the year that Malika Aminati's film Not About a Riot premiered that year in this Bieber festival. And of course I met my brother Kenneth. I met a whole bunch of people who have been integral part of my life Charles Cooper was a very impactful person in my life, and I appreciate him for, you know, giving me that opportunity. And had it not been for Charles Cooper, I probably wouldn't even be displaying my work like that. I have to also honor Baba Kaki, because he's also a person that was an integral part of me manifesting my art publicly, because it was also personal, you know. Art is my coping mechanism, as you know. I'm in self-disclosure, tongue-tied. I am an adult on the autism spectrum. I have ADHD. And art was the first thing in my life that I was able to actually complete. When I completed an entire canvas for the first time, you're talking about some woo! Like some celebration, like, oh my God, I finished it. There's no white space. I did the whole thing, like. And the first time I created some, you know, jewelry pieces was like, for me, for anybody else that might be like, oh, it's just a bracelet, but for me it was amazing because I actually completed things. It was my, it's my coping mechanism and my outlet. So here we are. This is Autism in Motion for everybody to see. All my ADHD.
Well, that's the first hour. We'll be back with the second hour. Don't go anywhere. Only on the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on Be Exposed Radio. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We were ending the conversation with Miss Shawna. You want to finish?
Oh, yeah. So I was discouraged when I first began doing art because I'm not a technically trained or, you know, what I consider to be professional artist. And that goes back to what Carltaise was talking about exposing in the film, finding that balance and being accepted by the mainstream or whatever. I remember I returned home from a show in like tears. I was so proud. I had my babies. I took my mama to, I don't know if I want to mention them, but it was this, well, yeah, my truth is that I took my very first piece to be displayed way back in it was about 2013 or so. It was at the Towson Art Collective, and it was a very beautiful piece. It was self-portrait. It was mixed media. It had certain texture medium on it. It had graphite with acrylic and some textile, meaning fabric. And I was told, this is very beautiful, but we think that the aesthetic that you present me, I think this might fit better in maybe you should try the Creative Alliance. I took my little piece home. And I just was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't even want to be an artist. I'm not really an artist anyway. I mean, I haven't gone to school. I wanted to go to MICA, but I didn't. So maybe they're right. Maybe, you know. But then I'm like,
you shouldn't have told me that.
Then I'm like, you know what? I started going out to these spaces and looking at this art. And I'm like, okay, really? I'm like, what was she talking about? I mean, like, yeah, what is this? And I'm not art is whatever someone interprets as their creativity, but I mean,
yes.
Come on, really?
Exactly.
Like, you didn't accept this, and this is art. You got somebody put some strings around a can, and that's art. But what I did with my heart and soul and out of my being wasn't good enough for you. Okay, well, you weren't good enough for it if you couldn't appreciate it, and that's my take now. I don't care if certain people don't like whatever I do with any of my creativity at this point. I do what I do because there's someone that will like it. There's someone who will be impacted by it. There's someone who will feel something, whether they feel angry or whether they're like, oh, look, I do a lot of the divine feminine. And with this piece was a piece that was really diverse with the, if you look at it, you can see that there's the young brother who is, exalting or extorting the crowd, and there are children there, there are queens there, there's the couple there, there's Mama Harriet, representing Baltimore spirit. I mean, you've got Mama Billie Holiday there. This was a very, very important piece for me because it was a statement. It was a statement of what I feel like Baltimore is, and it includes everybody. There's nobody excluded in that piece, and it's a big piece because I've always done big canvases. I haven't done a mural since I was a child, and that was a collective piece. Well, actually, that's the story because I've done murals on walls and inside spaces, but I just haven't got a commission for an outside space. So this was exciting for me to get this big old canvas and this commission, and to have people that respect, appreciate, and honor what I do, and value what I do, and pay me.
Ashe.
Run me my coins. I don't want to be a starving artist. Got babies to feed.
As adults, as young people, we have to begin to value ourselves. Every piece of work requires an artist statement to be attached to it, but art is personal. What people see in it is what they see, but we can't allow somebody to stop us in our tracks because they don't see what our initial vision is. So we have to be okay with, because once the art is out of our mind, it doesn't belong to us anymore.
Exactly.
It's whoever sees it, that's where the ownership goes, and it floats around that way. But we can't be so afraid of showing our work or expressing ourselves or just showing what's on our mind.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff I didn't put out yet.
Like it. And I would have stayed, and I would have been just as confident, because those are the moments that I've sold the most art.
Oh, it stayed there for a while. It stayed for the full, for the duration of the event. I think it was like a month-long showing, at the Towson Arts Collective. It was there for like a month long or so.
Because what happens is a lot of those organizations, and it's not the organizations, it's the individuals behind it, they decide what is good and what is bad. And we in Baltimore, we have to cut that off. Yeah. And stop allowing ourselves to want to be a part of this thing because it's white and it's the right way and it's going to get us exposure and more people are going to see us.
Exposure don't feed my babies.
It doesn't.
Absolutely. If I can chime in just real, to me, this piece is really indicative of the vision and the whole spirit of the festival. As you said, we're celebrating and exalting our ancestors, but we also have activists in the community who are spawning dialogue and getting the community to empower themselves. We have the same gender loving community feeling welcome and feeling like they are not marginalized in this process, and we have our youth, our elders all coming to the table in this grand mosaic in the city of Baltimore. So that's kind of what this art represents. And we were just saying in the break,
artivism.
Yes, artivism. And we've prided ourselves in every 2 years we commission a new local artist to create the artwork for the festival. It started with the late Charles Cooper, who did the very first commission piece, and then 2 years after that, it was Solely Supreme, who did this incredible piece, and now we have this piece that is, the flagship artwork for the festival, and will speak to that vision of real unity that we are guided by.
Yeah, how can we have Black unity if we don't include all Black people? As people know, I am a mother of 5 individuals, and I have a transgender daughter. I mean, how can we not include everyone? And you can put your conscious judgments aside. I'm a black queen, and I have black children, period. You know, and I'm gonna, you know, guide, teach, love all of them the same. And if somebody has a problem with that, that's their problem, not my problem. You know, I'm not looking for what you call clout or looking for high followers or numbers. I got about 1,000-something followers on my Instagram, but I mean, whatever. I'm not looking for those big numbers. I'm looking for quality over quantity, and I've learned a lot by being burnt. I'm very selective over what gigs I do and do not take. Yes. You know, I'm not just gonna be there just because it's a crowd and I want to be seen. I mean, if it's not fruitful and if it doesn't make don't make no dollars, it kind of don't make no sense because art is my craft. It's how I eat. Yes. You know.
I have a question for you, Kenneth. I see you everywhere, like every event. I used to play a game like I wonder where he's gonna be at.
He's very active.
But
really,
what came
everywhere.
first, your support or your artistry?
Oh, so me personally, I think it really became my support. You know, I was one who really supported art in all its forms. You know, if there's a concert here, someone singing, someone performing, someone showcasing their art, someone doing spoken word. So I was really someone who really was in a supporting position, just wanting to model that. Folks, if we want to appreciate them, we need to give them resources for them to go back to the lab and recreate what they've done, reimagine it, bring it back to us fresher and newer. And now I see that as just enriching the community overall. So I was in more of that role. And the festival is still now me. I'm inviting everyone to kind of model that same spirit of let's support these artists that we have. 88 films from, like I said, 16 countries, many voices. If you don't find your voice here, you're not looking hard enough. You are represented. I don't care anyone in the sound of my anyone within the sound of my voice, you are represented. Whether you're an activist, whether you're, you know, a mother, whether you're really homeless, diverse. Whether or not you're dealing with suicide, you know, thinking about suicide, you know, and also any organization. If you're dealing with young people, we have a showcase for young people. So any organization. So the part of this festival too is this is not just about a collection of nice films. This is about the community being empowered, engaged, inspired, and informed. And through this process, if you have an organization that deals with anything that you deem as a social ill or something that's of benefit to the community, there's something at this festival that you can latch on to and bring your cohort of like-minded individuals who are concerned about those same things to this event and be inspired. This is so necessary. And, you know, the fact that you create this event and give all of these opportunities, man, bro, I freaking love you, and I am so like honored, and I really appreciate this opportunity to, you know, let my voice be heard in another form. You know, through the visual artwork, not just because I don't just sing. You know, I don't really sing like that anymore. So I'm more into my creative expression and getting this stuff in my head out on paper and on canvas and exploring other means of my creativity. But this is such an honor to have, you know, done this. And the whole time I did this piece, I thought about nothing but Charles, and I could not wait to just say, everybody needs to know who Charles Cooper is. Charles Cooper was a beautiful soul and a wonderful spirit, an authentic person, and this is for you, Charles. Yes, Ashe.
So going to the next step in terms of, you get to see a lot of what's going on in Baltimore because you go out and support a lot of different things. Describe the black art scene, not in one word, but as many as it will take for you to be able to describe where we are and what we need to do to kind of really push ourselves even further.
Here in Baltimore, I would say that it's definitely vast. Is definitely second to none. I don't think it knows its true power. I don't think it's harnessed its true power in terms of the vehicle and the engine that it can really be to spearhead the opportunities to make change in this community, because that's how change happens. Folks look to politicians, they look to clergy, they look to it's the artists on the street. It's speaking of Charles Cooper, one of the wonderful things about him that he did after the uprising following the murder of Freddie Gray, he met. Every week we would meet at Penn Station, and we had the the collective of artists who came out, and we as art activists, we were out there just drawing, drumming, just being visible in the community, and just recognizing and knowing that we see, hear, and we align ourselves with the struggle and with the concerns of our community.
Yeah,
we're not just in some ivory tower or somewhere pontificating about the meaning of a curve or meaning of a line.
He brought out a lot of artists that didn't necessarily do collectives or do groups.
Yes.
But he was able to bring out a lot of different types of artists.
Yes, and it was called Piece of Art, PEACE of art. So it was a peaceful protest, but it was a strong protest nonetheless, and through that piece of art movement, we were visible and we were letting the community know that the artists are not just on the sidelines. We're here in the game right now, and that's what the filmmakers have done in many of the films that are in this event this year. They're not on the sidelines. They're telling those stories that need to be told and giving you those visuals that need to be. And of course, I don't want to just lean on the heavy. We have some satire and some, some comedy and, web series, all kind of, we talk about relationship stuff and, how to make your house a happy home and all those kind of things. Yes, it's all required. So it's a whole collection of.
Mine has a couple of little blurps of humor. Not a whole lot, but a couple.
And there's a little romance in there too.
Even
kiss.
A little kiss.
So everything for me, it is all required, and it makes a lot of sense that this film festival is as diverse as it is, because I've seen you in so many different spaces. So I'm quite sure you wouldn't then limit what you then put out into the world.
And when you see me there, that's me kind of pulling out that olive branch or extending that arm of let's collaborate, let's work together. So if you see me there, I'm there to try to see what I can do to work with you to make us both better.
Well, I need you to just find a space where you can just bullhorn this message.
Yes.
Because a lot of us, we've been burnt in different ways, and we've gotten isolated. I know I've done it a lot. I've stayed in this little bubble of media because you just get fed up with trying to make things work and trying to extend that olive branch.
Yes.
Get your hand slapped every time.
I know. Yeah.
So you gotta find different ways to kind of keep yourself in it. But people need that message. Like, what do you do? Beyond just going to other events, and that's sometimes all that you have to do. Just show up.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Support is love.
You don't have to do anything. Eventually you will, but just show up. Like, it's so much going on. I hate to hear people, especially artists, complain about it being nothing here to do.
It's something every single night. Where? In Baltimore?
And I was just like, for real? And it's so accessible. And oftentimes it's not really that.
Show me your credit card statement and all the tickets that you
exactly.
There's plenty to do. They just recently declared the Pennsylvania Avenue area the new Black Arts District.
Yeah, the Black Arts District.
Again, they want to bring it back to where it used to be in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, because looking at it today, you can't tell that it once was a very prosperous, thriving Black
It's still prosperous. Just for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, for the wrong reasons. And see, the thing about it is, like for instance, the Arc Social Club over there. That's right in the heart of the new Black Arts District. I'm going to be doing a show there in December.
Okay.
A play, because I started a Black theater company.
And people don't know that there's a theater on the second floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Theater space.
Yeah, and so they had an open house, because I was holding auditions there on Saturday. They had an open house there.
Okay.
Guess who showed up?
Who?
A whole bunch of white people. They were coming in and out of there, got their little pen and pad. Ooh, this is nice. So one Negro, he was surrounded by them.
One Negro.
Because we just don't, we know it's there, like but then we gonna get mad when we see the Art Social Club
gone,
reinvented.
Right.
Yeah, because
and then I'll say, oh, gentrification.
Right, it's not gonna be gone. My mom still keeps that door open. I think she keeps that seat warm.
Yes.
Never go away.
If we don't appreciate our culture, they will, and that's what happens.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't complain. Somebody made a post about that earlier. I mean, you know, black people complain about not having, our community complains about not having anything to do, and it's Baltimore BS and this, that, and third. No, it's not. You're just in the wrong circle. You're just in the wrong energy, in the wrong spaces.
So let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Yes.
Whatever happened to the times when we cared for one another? We shared the same respect. What is happening? We're trading what's important for shiny things. I can't allow this blasphemy. It's blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Don't lose yourself, stay on track. Baby, you're a god. Baby, you're a god. Believe that. Full of the things that we've overcome. Full of unspoken battles we've won. You're so much better than that. Sometimes the truth ain't always catchy.
There's a rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler, okay, told Oprah, bitch, if you don't have my money, we're going to have a problem. Ooh. Oprah said, what is the problem? Ooh. You said if I don't have your money, there was going to be a problem. So Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. You know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
Oh, these are her exact words. Allegedly.
I made this up. But
allegedly.
I made it all up. But there was a rumor that they were beefing. But Tyler confirms that they haven't.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. We have the Baltimore International Black Film Festival being represented today by Mr. Kenneth Moore, by Mr. Carltaise Ransom, and Miss Shawna Divine Cheatham.
Yeah, that's fine. All that.
I say the names that's on the chat.
Yes, the governments, yes.
Okay.
Keep artists honest and informed.
Yeah.
So this year, the festival starts on the 9th, Wednesday the 9th, and it goes to the 14th.
Yes.
And we have a number of different films and experiences in terms of the arts and conversations that will happen. But just to divide them up, so you represent you said the queer, LGBTQ community, the black kind of power united community,
the diaspora. And then just the African American experience in general. So African Americans here or Africans here nationally, Africans abroad, and then the same gender loving, bisexual and transgender Africans. So we're all at the table.
Why was it important to bring those three components together, in your opinion, or all of you can answer the question actually?
So it was important to me because I think kind of what you said before in one of the previous segments, that you saw me everywhere. And when you saw me everywhere, I was modeling that whole notion of we have to be there to support each other,
Right.
and we can't let these arbitrary things that someone may say should divide us keep us from doing what we need to do as a collective. I say that we don't have a person to spare, a person to throw away, or a person to not affirm or listen to, and to fuel their becoming their best self. So that's the whole notion behind this entire event. We call it Real Unity, REEL Unity, and we're really trying to harness the power of cinema to kind of bring us together, to put us in situations where we see someone else's experiences that may not be ours, but we have that moment where we can relate to it, or we affirm and we see someone who might be a rock climber or an adventurous or something. It's like, okay, that's a little crazy, but okay, I didn't know black folks did that. They're thrill seekers, mountain climbers and all this other guys. But we have so many types of ways of being that we shouldn't limit ourselves to what we just see in front of us, or in our neighborhood, or in our family, or in our religious dogma. We need to step outside of that box and not let those things keep us from being the strong, powerful black collective that we should be.
Now, I'm going to preface my statement by saying I have blood relatives that aren't black. So I'll preface it by saying that. So I'm not hating any other culture. But I've been seen as a safe black person. So I've been sitting in meetings and hearing how people talk about artists, specifically in Baltimore and the DMV area. And I've gotten to sit in these conversations and hear how they think about us in terms of our ideas, our professionalism, our work ethic, all the things across the board, and it's not good. They don't see us in a good light, and when they do see us in a good light, watch out, because they're taking notes on your talents, on your gifts, on what you're bringing to the table, because it's going to manifest itself in something that is not for you over here. I sit in these meetings and I watch people take ideas and not include us in them, and then create it over here, while not even buying a ticket to come see what we're doing over here. I've seen all these things happen, and the idea of unity is very important in a city like Baltimore, because look at Charles Village. Just in a few years, it has manifested itself into what it is now. And before that, it was just a bunch of vacant buildings, a couple musicians, and a couple cut rates.
Just left Charles Village.
But now, look at what it's become.
Station North,
and most of it doesn't have our name in terms of ownership in it. And we're not included. We're included in the bottom line in terms of what the grant says they need to include, and often that just getting relegated to the audience. I'm an audience member. I'm not at the table planning, but my ideas are being researched, and I've given you my things for a little stipend, maybe a Walmart gift card, or something. And then
you know the game well.
And I'm saying, like, and you sit in some of these meetings. So we've heard how people are talking about us as artists, and they get angry when we say something, but what they know is the truth. And then the ones of us who are privy to this knowledge don't say anything. Don't go back and tell our artists, well, this is what you need to be doing. And you need to not always try to go to them. We need to bankrupt them. Like, it needs to get to a point where they're bankrupt. Their money sources dried up.
We need to support our own, support each other. And I don't want to say that cliche crabs in the barrel, but I mean, it is what it is.
It is. We've seen it.
Like, instead of collaborating, I'm not a competitor at all. Like I said before, I don't care about clout. I don't care about followers. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Everybody know I got all them children, and they got to eat, and so do I. So it's one thing to do community service and to do some activism and participate in community events and give your time and your gifts freely. Well, no, I don't want to say freely, but give of your gifts. Give some of your energy, a little bit. Share some of your energy, but to just be giving it away, it's like.
Because they charge you for them art supplies.
They charge me. Listen, they charge me for art supplies. I don't drive. I take Ubers. Everybody, well, not everybody doesn't know, but I am epileptic. I do not drive. I catch Uber. I spend $30 just to get down here from where I live at. So somebody invite me to an event and try to give me a discounted payment, then I'm just not gonna come. To be honest, I'm not coming.
Because it doesn't make sense, and we model that from all our venues. As many venues that are black owned and operated, the Amasi Center is a fully, and I want people to know more about these venues and use them as community resources. The Amasi Center for Black Culture and wellness, Black Wellness and Culture. Thank you. I want people to know about these, and even from our ticket provider, we have a black-owned ticket provider, Evolution Tick. It's myevolutiontick.com. So all the tickets that you purchase to the film festival for the last 5 years, there's a black man who owns that company in South Carolina who comes up here every year and who works with us throughout the year. And he comes back to, he's originally from Baltimore. So there's Baltimore connections all over the place. But we model that in terms of we need to funnel and fuel those dollars back through our community. Carltaise is talking about, he's bringing a playback that he has. He can talk a little bit more about that, but it's talking about Black Wall Street, and we look at these as some far gone notions of yesteryear. But no, we continue to create those same Black Wall Streets right in Baltimore.
Support is love. We gotta
needs
support
to be
each other.
the epicenter of Black Wall Street, the new arts and culture hub that's going to be at Penn North. We need to support.
We're going to talk more about that, and we're going to get to Carltaise. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here with the Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, that's...
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response? And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization, I said, well, to that person, how would I have known that? Well, you should have asked.
I think so. You want my opinion?
It was a circle, and I was willing to go on that merry-go-round.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
I think that's normal when you're in a group and there's norming. Most of the time when you're in new work environments.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
It's more than just that for that. Like, you gotta go beyond that. Like, I just hate how we feel the need to fit in and be a part of. And I got in trouble for the first couple of years that I was teaching because I refused to put Shakespeare in my lesson plan. I'm not doing that. I know that backwards and forward, but I prefer to teach this person. And it's all about, because I didn't know who August Wilson was until I got to college. I was very embarrassed to sit in a one-on-one class and all these people knew who this man was, and I had to sit there and pretend like I knew what we were talking about.
Exactly.
And it was embarrassing to me not to know somebody who was so prolific in my culture. And we have to begin to push each other, and you don't have to like it. You don't have to, you don't have to buy a ticket to my show, but share it with somebody who you think would like it.
Yes.
Don't cut something off because it ain't your cup of tea. Like, it's something out there for everyone.
Some black artists get mad at me because I specifically say I want an all-black production team around me. So they think I'm
We
hating
don't
white.
say anything.
They think I'm hating. They think I'm hating white people sitting around plotting against white people when I say I want an all-black production.
No,
team. I'm not plotting against them.
I used to, I used to think certain things that we did was ghetto until I started doing things that white did, and they in abandoned buildings putting on productions that are sold out and still,
place be looking like trash and it be packed.
Right, and they got support. They paid their bills before they even started rehearsing. So I've learned how to live in both worlds, but as a listener on this side, and really just start to understand how my value is entrenched in what I put out there and what I put my value on. Like I have to begin to, and it's me forcing myself to get out and do more things other than going to the Arena Players or Coppin and Morgan to see black theater. But we see what it looks like. Look at what Marley did to the white community theaters and the white theater in the city. It forced all of these non-black theater companies to do at least one show every season, at least one black show. Before that, can you tell me how many people were on black shows if it wasn't a black theater company already?
We got a lot of it's a lot of theater companies in Baltimore City that are black. Like I haven't been, to go in and engage, but we got Wombworks. I mean, they've been putting on stuff. Mama K, she invited me when I did the Black Girl Magic when the proceeds went to Sister Shinya for her. When she made her announcement of her battle with cancer. And we got Jubilee Arts, like you said, Arena Players been there, and then you even got you can actually put on productions in the schools and the recs if you need to, the local recs.
And what's the group that put on the Dream Girls and you do it at
Art-Centric?
Art-Centric, yeah, you have Art-Centric. So yeah, there's a lot of.
It's always been that, but we've had to search for us because we don't always get put in the newspaper
and we still have to search. I mean, you have to seek out what you want. You can't say, it's nothing to do in Baltimore City. There are events every single night. I used to run out and try to go to every event because I was just like, when I first got into RC, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know there were people like me. Well, not like me because there's no one like me, but I'm just saying, I didn't know that there were people with kindred spirits, so many, I'm like, I found my merry band of weirdos, And
they wasn't that far away. They were right there.
Yes.
Wait, you live down the Terrace? Yeah, I live down the Terrace. Wait, ain't you from Cherry Hill? Yeah, I'm from Cherry Hill. It's been here the whole time. You have to seek it out. You have to, I mean, there is something to be said for your vibe attracting your tribe. If you operate in that authentic vibe, I'm just myself. Inappropriate, raw. I'm extra as hell. Everybody that really actually knows me knows that. I'm unapologetic about things. I'm just myself. My mother used to always say I march to the beat of a different drummer, and that's kind of the topic of the show. Yeah, I mean, I am the rhythm. I am the drum. I make my own drum beat, literally, because I actually play drums as well. But, I mean, if you want to do something that's just, that's not the typical club scene, you have to seek it out. We got Terror, we got Flight, we got so many spaces. We got Greenhouse. We got I can't even.
The place last
night. You can vibe and do live music.
We've got a lot of spaces in the city to do stuff.
Oh yeah.
The Living Well. I mean, I've been blessed to be at all of those spaces
and
for different events.
And I'm gonna have to keep using that word, put forth the effort. That term, but it's just an effort that we have to put out there. We can't say we didn't know that Kenneth Moore had this festival because you've heard it somewhere, you've seen it somewhere.
Yes.
And we can't just, I'm gonna just go to this one over here, this festival over here, because I don't really know. Go to it. You don't
seek out a new experience.
Right.
Exactly.
So tell me, you were about to say something. I think you were talking about your play.
Yeah, he was talking about the show that I'm doing on December 15th at the Art Social Club. It's an original play because I started a Black Playwright Contest a couple of years ago called the Diversity Within African Flavors Playwright Contest, and the logo basically it has a map on it, and it says African Americans, British Africans, so forth, and Caribbean and all that. And at the bottom it says what's it called? It says separated by birth our birthplace, but Africa is our home. Something like that.
I can dig it.
Yeah. So this play was written by a young sister by the name of Shelby Nelson.
Okay.
I kind of gave it an idea for the play. She wrote it, and it's called The Good Life. The Good Life is set on what's supposed to be modern day Black Wall Street. What would that look like if we still had our own town where everything was ran by us? And one of the most important things in the show, it shows forgiveness between Black people, which is something that we rarely get to see nowadays. Because Black folks forgive everybody else for everything. We forgive white folks for everything, but we hold grudges against each other.
The hug scene around the world.
Hallelujah! Somebody had to say it.
Well, I'm an equal opportunity grudge holder. It's like a
we forgive white folks for killing our loved ones in cold blood.
Yeah, that part.
But it's
Cognitive dissonance.
It's a very important play that young people and older Black people need to see. Because it shows us running our own town and so forth.
And it's called The Good Life?
December the 15th. It's called The Good Life with an E at the end of good because one of the characters' names is Good. Well, a couple of characters' names is Good. So it's a little play on words. So it goes up December the 15th at 4:30 p.m. at the Arc Social Club at 2426 Pennsylvania Avenue. The tickets will be $20. I just got the date confirmed yesterday, so I don't have the tickets yet, but I'll have them out as soon as possible.
So, Miss Shawna, you have any events coming up?
I'm sitting here trying to think because I was actually supposed to be trying to write down all of the things that are going on in October. There are some things coming up. Look, I need a clone or something, and I'm ADHD as heck. I'm really bad with marketing myself, and I'm really bad with I'm really bad with the business part of this art thing. I have some applications I'm in the process of filling out. I'm trying to get into, I'm trying to finish my application for Sisters Who Can Burn, which I was reminded that, that they didn't see my application. So I'm going to hurry up and finish that as soon as I leave here. Sisters Who Can Burn is coming up, and I'm just going to, I have my typical, not typical crafts and mixed media art. You can come and see me Wednesday for the opening of B-Biff. You can actually get to see the live and some other display.
Yes.
And some other stuff I'll bring. Yeah, original artwork and some other stuff I'll bring with me. So I really just cannot think right now. I'm so bad at this marketing thing and plugging myself.
Opportunity to do some vending. I think you will be probably the only vending.
I was the last time, and they were so good to me. I love it.
When is is it open up to vendors or?
So no, because we're limited in space.
Okay.
That's the one thing. So it'll be probably starting at the Parkway on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when there'll be vending opportunities because we'll have some space to set up a table there.
Send me some information and I'll put it out there for you.
I sure will.
All right. But definitely everyone please go to the website, bibb.com.
Real Unity.
Real Unity.
Check out those.
October 9th through 14th.
That is so appropriate. Real Unity. We can't have Black Power without all Black people.
Oh yeah, you wanted to ask all of us that question about that, right? Well, my thing is, it's not that other races always get along. They don't agree on everything.
They don't. I tell people.
But they put
in the meeting.
They put that first. They put this
they put their wallets first.
Their wallet first in that because Donald Trump, whatever, y'all's president.
Not my president.
He said all that stuff about grabbing pussies and all that kind of stuff, and a large percentage of white women still ran out and vote for him.
Yeah.
But he talked stuff about homosexuals, and white homosexuals voted for him in large numbers. So they put that white.
There's some people that y'all know that sit beside you that voted for him.
Right, I know that.
Shocked that these people, because he represented their value system, and they didn't look at who he was. They looked at his value system, and they agreed with it. And they were able to turn a blind eye to things. And that's what we see a lot in our communities. Right. Some of us are willing to turn our eye and turn our heads to things that we don't necessarily agree with, but we'll still support that thing. whether it be a politician or organization or a business that represents us. But I'm gonna ignore that they do this over there.
Right.
We do that within our own community.
Yeah.
And we see that in the LGBTQ community, and we see that all across the board. But
yeah, and without being super critical, I think what we also often do as well is we kind of pass the buck and say, that's nice, that's a great thing that you're doing. Somebody else is going to go support it.
Right.
It's like, no, you need to be there. We need you to be there.
Be there.
And obviously we want to pack the house. But if it's just you there, then you were supposed to be there. You got what you needed to be there. But we definitely won't be there if we don't have your support. So I'm really imploring everyone to just pick a date, pick a film, pick something that interests you, and just window shop. Go look and see what we have to offer. We have the full schedule up. We have all the films there. There's a little bit of snippets about it. So just.
Is there some like student pricing or senior citizen pricing, or is it just the same across the board?
We have kind of like matinee and evening prices, but it's $8 or $10. Okay. For the screenings, and that's not that much. And then actually, and we do have some free screenings as well. We do have some free screenings, particularly some of the earlier screenings. But you got to go to the website, and also I should know this by heart. If you text BIBFF to
EEK, let me see if I can find it.
I think it's 25287. Let me look that up before I give you the wrong information. But you'll get some notices about discounts, and we want to make it accessible to everyone, and we want to try to do as much as we can to try to create those opportunities for folks and not let money be a barrier. And particularly any youth under 18, just show up to our youth night on Thursday. Okay. You're not going to have to pay.
Okay. That's a good thing.
That's awesome.
Because it makes it accessible, and some people, that may be their barrier. And I always try to make a way for people to be able to have some type of opportunity, and you're free to volunteer if that's your.
Oh yes, actually, and thank you for saying that. And that's one way. If you have a block of 4 hours time that you can volunteer to the festival, then that will gain you access to several films. After you're off your shift. So we do have opportunities, and you'll get a swag bag. You get a T-shirt. So if you come and volunteer at the festival, definitely. If you haven't had the opportunity to go online to do it, you just show up any day that we're there, but starting on Wednesday, if you want to show up, and just go to the information booth, the box office, and say, I want to volunteer for the festival. Bunny Wiley, who's our volunteer coordinator, she'll be there to greet you and sign you up and give you a nice T-shirt.
So can I give how many people opportunity? Like 10 or 20?
25.
They come. Okay, so if you come to the opening on Wednesday to come and meet and greet the other artists, come and enjoy the films. If you show up on Wednesday, well, actually, what you need to do for me is share this video.
Yeah.
Share this video, and you can tag me in it. Shawna Cheatham, Shawna Divine. The first how many people can
25 people.
25 people. You'll gain entry to the opening night of the festival. So if you do that, then you'll be there. Money doesn't have to be an issue. Like we said, we want everybody to be exposed to arts and culture in Baltimore. That's the whole theme of it, real unity, for everybody to be unified and come and enjoy these films. I mean, you're gonna see something there that's gonna impact your life, or that's gonna be, that you're gonna be able to relate to. I think Carltaise wants you to come on Thursday. Usually Thursday.
Yes.
I'm plugging my film.
Yes.
But come
Where's Thursday?
Thursday's at the Charles as well, and that's when we have our block of Baltimore filmmakers.
Okay.
So starting at 8:20, we have our Baltimore Shorts program.
Okay.
We have some incredible films from 6 Baltimore filmmakers.
It's 6 now?
I neglected the time for Wednesday. What time?
Time on Wednesday is 6 o'clock. They should be there by 6 o'clock. The film starts at 7. So yeah.
Why don't you just say 4? They're gonna get it by
on Thursday or on Wednesday.
Why don't you just say 4 o'clock, because you know how we is though.
All right. So
how we be.
This is on Wednesday.
And then it's rush hour. Limited rush hour. Try to have no excuses. Uber,
get there early.
Whatever.
Well, also you got to beat that next person who's there trying to get that one of 25. So definitely get there.
Yeah, get there on time so you can be one of 25 and gain that access through Shawna Divine.
Miss Meekins has just joined the conversation. Can you go through real quick one more time the venues and
yes,
Mama Meekins,
Okay, so we start on Wednesday at the Charles Theater. We'll be there for our opening film. Starts at 7 o'clock, and we will roll the film right at 7. So seating opens up at 6 o'clock. So we definitely want you to be there by 6 o'clock. The film starts at 7. We're at the Charles again all day Thursday from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. So we run films all day on Thursday, and then we do the same thing on Friday at the Charles from 11 o'clock to 6 p.m. and then we transition to the Parkway from 1 p.m. to midnight on Friday. And then Saturday we're back at the Parkway again, 1 p.m. to midnight. And then we also have a screening at the Amasi Center where we'll do the best of. And I think I overlooked on Friday we also have a screening at 7 o'clock at the Amasi Center. And then on on Sunday we have from 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock we do our last films at the Parkway, and then we have a special 2 p.m. screening at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum on Sunday the 13th. So if you go on site, there's a nice grid. Actually, I'll hold this up a little bit. You probably can't see it, but there's a nice grid. It's nice and color coordinated, and it has all the venues. You can see that on the website, or you can go to any venue and you'll see some of these available.
Plan ahead. If you go into any festival, specifically this festival, they have a grid, like you said, of all the activities. Plan ahead so you can find the names. If you see Carltaise, I'm gonna go see Carltaise, I'm gonna go see Shawna. Like, just plan your schedule so you can fit in as much as you can. Don't try to just go out one day and just try to do everything, because you will tire yourself out. But just look at the grid.
Yes.
Make your schedule.
And pick a segment of a block, and you know,
take a date to each day, like you can do.
Exactly.
It's a week-long festival.
And once you come the first day, you're definitely going to be back.
Right.
And then you're going to meet some very interesting people. Like, as I said, we have the filmmakers coming from South Africa, from Canada. I think we may have a filmmaker coming from Paris as well. So and then all across the country from.
Now, do you help them with their international travel? Not paying for it, of course.
We have in the past where we've had folks coming from Uganda, and we have to do a special invitation for them to get their visa to be able to come. So yeah, we definitely are literally bringing the world to Baltimore.
Wow,
that's amazing.
So we want, and we're right here. So yeah, we may not go and meet a brother or sister from South Africa, but they'll be here, so we can come to this venue and make the world just a little smaller.
That sounds like you need some political sponsorship.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Bringing tourism into the city.
Exactly. Hello, Visit Baltimore.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. We have one more segment to go, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com.
First they love you, then desert you, leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste, I've been bad, burned, then fucked over. But remain strong through the Passover. Kicking haters out of the way like mast over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me that let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, don't pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I beat the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save it, it'll be too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry fakers, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patience run that, yeah, nigga OT. Cause they wanna see me down like I'm NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't losing sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm steady green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm king with chasing my dream. These niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. Man, see the problem is, man,
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. And we have today Real Unity, represented by Baltimore's International Black Film Festival. It opens up on Wednesday the 9th and it goes through Sunday the 14th. And it has a number of events, films, some conversations, some artistry being put on display, all of that. But I wanted them to give the information one more time. I just put the text to BIBFF to
yes. So for more information and to get discounts and information about what's hot at the festival in real time, I invite everyone to text BIBFF to the number 25827. Again, that's BIBFF to 25827. And then also go to the website BIBFF.com.
And that'll give you the whole schedule.
That'll give you everything.
Pricing, venue, all that information. I'm gonna definitely share this out, and I put the website in the text in our live as well. Just go around real quick. So I'll ask one last question to you all, and then you can give me whatever information you want. What advice would you give to your 17-year-old self? Not to prevent anything from happening, but to kind of soften that blow a little bit.
I'll let them go first.
Oh my God.
It sounds easy, but when you think about it, I wouldn't have went there. I would have went over there. Normally people say I would have listened to my mama. What advice would you give to your 17-year-old self?
Who wants to start?
You asking me first?
I can start.
Let's go this way.
Let's go that way.
Because I think I have to censor what I'm going to say a little bit. Actually.
The one thing I would say is be bold and not let fear of a potential outcome or not being successful or people not liking it or people looking at you differently prevent you from making that leap and doing something that, because I think there's always that inner voice that we have that tells us, to do something. And like we said, we're not talking about doing something to harm anyone or anything like that, but something that will put you in a different position or expose you to some new knowledge or some new experience that can help you grow.
Did you hesitate a lot?
I don't think I did a whole lot. I was like very self-starter, very self-motivated. So I did more on the artist side of myself, because this is a whole different show, but I'm a scientist by profession. I'm a biochemist. So I was a science and still am a scientist by profession. So me embracing and being bold in this art side of myself came later. So that's what I would tell myself, because I could have started a lot earlier embracing that art side of me. Even though I did some theater and some of that a little bit in high school, but I still didn't fully embrace.
And you're in a show? You say you're in a show, or he was in a show?
Well,
yes, I have.
He's been in shows before. It happened because I don't know if you know Dr. Gregory Branch. Okay.
Yes.
Well, Ursula Battle, she wrote this play, and she was trying to hear it read. She's never heard the play read out loud, so she need people to read the play. So they asked me, and they asked me if I knew any other actors who could come, and I'm like, well, won't you come to the reading with me? So
I say, okay, I can read.
So he came.
That's right.
He came. They liked how he read. He ended up in the next.
Then I was cast in the next two, and wanted me for the third show.
They have their system over there.
Yes. So I got in the system of it. So I played some two different characters, and definitely outside of who I am. It was outside the box.
Actors, people who have no type of preconceived notion of what they're supposed to be like.
Yes. So it was definitely an outside the box character.
And what advice would you give?
Well, first of all, I have to get past the fact that at that stage of my life, I didn't know my worth and I didn't love myself. Okay, because I had dealt with some abuse stuff growing up.
Right.
So, knowing what I know now, I would have told my 17-year-old self, don't worry what other people have to say about you, or your visions that you have. Because even now, I deal with people trying to talk me out of my visions. Like, like the film that I have out there now, it's not satisfying the status quo. And there are some of our people that want me to satisfy the status quo. They don't want me to write stuff outside the box or write stuff to empower us.
Right.
And I just have to keep blanking that stuff out. So I would just tell my 17-year-old self just to be focused and not worry what others say about you or what you want to do.
Shawna?
Okay, so I think we're all on the same page that we basically would tell our, teen selves. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Okay, I would tell my 17-year-old self, fuck what people think. Do what the fuck you feel and what makes you happy. To thine own self be true. My voice was, my voice was subdued and my voice was silenced because all I heard was, you're too loud. That's inappropriate. Girls don't do this. You can't do all of that. And I internalized that stuff coming from a caregiver and coming from other people who I was around in spaces, very intimate spaces, people who I loved and admired. You should, instead of doing it, maybe you should focus on this instead of this. Don't sing art. And I was confused and I was like, what should I do? And my inner self said, I want to do everything because I like them all. I didn't care about trying to make money at the time. It was my freedom, and it was just, I was one of those children who wander. Children with autism wander anyway, and other kids be doing other stuff. And when I was in Cherry Hill, I'd be all in the grass and the clay and catching snakes and just wandering and grounding in nature by myself. I would absolutely tell myself, because I got to the point where I too completely lost myself because I was like, you know what, I don't want to be different. People looking at me, I'm a nerd, they're making fun of me. And I got to this thing where I just decided to assimilate and conform. I became that. I started the weaves, I started the styles that everybody else did, and I rocked it well. I did it better than they did. But that really wasn't me. I didn't always want to do all of whatever. I just wanted to do all of my whatever.
Yes.
And I would absolutely tell myself, child, fuck them, do you?
Yeah, fuck them.
Exactly.
Because I used to go to auditions and
That's exactly what I would tell myself.
I would be visibly shaking. I was so nervous in front of other people. You would see me shaking in auditions. But now I'm able to go in with more confidence in myself.
That's just knowing yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it comes with knowing and loving yourself, and not, you have to just shut out all that extra chatter in the atmosphere. Society says, oh yeah, be yourself, you're different, da da da. Oh, she too, that was too extra. I'm just at a point now, I'm just at a level of I don't give a fuck.
Yes,
and
exactly.
It's totally freeing and liberating for me.
Exactly.
To be that way.
And I love it, and kind of even echoing some of what you all said, that kind of even gives me a little more layers to what I said. Like you said about the wandering, it's like you got to embrace the wandering, because that's who you are, and don't kind of tune out the voices, but also stay curious. Because oftentimes we say, be who you are. Our curiosity allows us to know who we are, to discover who we are. So oftentimes we gotta find out by experiencing things. Okay, no, I don't like Brussels sprouts, but I know it because I tried them. So we gotta stay curious about what things pique our interest. And then if they're not for us, then we abandon those things.
That's that inner child that we get.
Yeah, I still go find, and I don't care if I'm in the city. It's a patch of grass, and I'm feeling a little anxious and off. I'm going to sit my ass in that grass. Yes. And I'm going to focus. And I don't care if people are walking by looking at me like, that lady dressed nice. What the hell is she sitting down in the grass for in the dirt? Because none of your business. Because this is personal.
Because she's grounded.
Because I'm free to be me as you are free to be you, and you observe and I'm doing. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I just don't care about the judgments of mortals anymore. With another, eat, don't make me. Yeah,
exactly.
Fill in the blanks.
Exactly. Ashe.
So I just put it in their website, and that's a great way to end. Fuck them. Oh, no.
We're gonna write a duet. Okay, so you got me singing again. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
No fucks given.
No fucks given.
Better title.
But we have ended the show. When you go to the festival, first go to www.biff.com to see the full schedule of shows and events and which venues they're playing at and pricing. And again, it's October the 9th, Wednesday, October the 9th, through Sunday, October the 14th.
Yes.
And the times are listed on the website, and you can text. What's the text?
So you
again?
text BIBFF to 25827 to stay update on discounts and what's hot and happening at the festival during the whole week.
And I ain't trying to tell y'all when to come, but y'all might want to show up on
Wednesday. The first the 25 people share this video. The first 25 will get a free entry into the festival for Wednesday. Come meet me. Come say hello. Give me some hugs. Yeah, share the video and DM me. Let me know you did it.
So thank you.
And bring a friend.
Bring a friend.
Bring a friend.
Plenty of them. Just bring the whole busload. Right?
Yes.
So thank you all for coming. I'm going to definitely support you all and share this out as well. So thank you again, Shawna. Carltaise,
thank you for having me.
Kenneth.
Yes.
You're always welcome to come back.
Absolutely.
Next time, bring more. I'm always into going to events. I'm about to start going back. I work with children, so it's kind of hard to have the energy. But
yes.
I'm
I can dig it.
Go back out. So again, thank you. The next show is Talk Lately. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Tune in. Tune live. It's real, salacious, all those things.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Juicy.
All right.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Black by Demand radio show.
Control. They said she wouldn't so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess.